Trinity's latest signing, Charlie Jemson, who arrives from Worksop Town. Welcome to the club, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Rob. Pleasure to be here.
So, got the phone call out of the blue that we'd signed you. Did a little bit of research, a little bit of digging, found out a bit about your background. But it's always best to find out that from yourself. Can you just give the Trinity fans a little bit of an insight into your career so far?
Yeah, it did kind of come out of nowhere, really, in the past week. But obviously, in a good way. Obviously, I know about games where I followed them. I played down there once, and obviously, it's a great club. So it's a pleasure to be here. So, a bit about myself. Obviously, as a young lad, I was at Forest from 10 to 18, so I was a YT there. And obviously, I feel like that gave me a good grounding and a good upbringing. So obviously after that, didn't get a professional contract. So obviously gone down the non-league route, gone straight to Ilkeston under Steve Chettle, and I'd had a good year there. We got promoted. Then after that, I got the move to Tamworth, and it started well, and then obviously ended a bit bitter. So obviously I've moved on after that, and had an iffy season. The season after, I was at Coalville for the first half, and then Peterborough Sports. That both went all right, but obviously I was in and out, and I wanted to play as much as I could. So the season after, I've joined Worksop, and obviously that was the year of COVID. So I think we played about 12 to 15 games, something like that, and played the majority of them and did well. We had a good few games in the FA Cup. We took Chester to penalties. So yeah, but obviously the past two seasons have been a bit of a nightmare. But that's a bit about me. That's where I've been so far.
So a great chance now to hopefully get back to some normality, get a full season under your belt,
Yeah,
and see where we go from there.
yeah. I feel like obviously it's been a long time now. Obviously, like a bumpy road. I feel like you can't really carry on like this. Things are getting better. So hopefully, obviously everyone's missing it. So hopefully we can have a full season this year and just fans back in, back to normal, really.
Yeah. So at 22, you've played for a few different teams, but like you said, it has been really bitty. Is the sort of dream that Tom Shaw sold to you, having spoken to you, that things can be a little bit more normal?
I feel like obviously talking to Tom, obviously probably both he said, and obviously I thought like obviously 22 now, so I'm not a young lad. I'm like a young man now, and obviously I've had a few seasons in non-league, so obviously I've got a bit of experience under my belt, and I feel like the way Tom's going to manage his players, obviously me being a bit older now, I feel like it's probably a good fit for both. I feel like I'm obviously still young and hungry to do well, and obviously I've had a bit of experience, so I feel like it's a right time for me to be somewhere like this under a manager like Tom.
Brilliant. And just to touch on a famous father.
Obviously, yeah, my dad. Obviously, this follows me wherever I go. But obviously, very proud of what he's done. Obviously, he's had a massive influence from being a young lad, get me into football. But obviously, he still to this day will come up and down the country and come watch me. But even now at 22, he'll still ring me after every game and tell me what I've not done wrong, what I've done wrong, and what I've done right. But that's just him. You cut him in off and it'd say football. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
completely different ends of the field of play. You being a robust,
I know. Yeah,
ball playing
obviously,
centre half.
I know, but like obviously, yeah, he was at the glory end, and obviously it's funny how me and my brother both worked out to be centre half. So, I mean, we both. I enjoy being a centre half, but I mean, the strikers get all the glory, don't they? So
They can only get all the glory if you do your job at the other end, though. So
yeah, exactly, yeah.
So that's brilliant. That just gives everybody a little bit of an insight into how you got to Gainsborough. Have you got any ambitions and goals that you want to achieve kicking on now that you're here?
I think it will be just the same as last year. I just want to enjoy it first and foremost. Enjoy it. Play as much as I can. I want to like probably establish myself and try and keep my shirt when given the opportunity. And just I just want to hit the ground running. So if I manage to pick up some good form, I want to stay there. Obviously, I want the team to do well, but at the same time, I want to do well for me. I want to do well for myself. So yeah, that'll be my goals this year.
Brilliant. And hopefully it can be a season that you individually and the team collectively can be proud of.
Yeah, that's so, yeah.
Okay, we're just going to quickly go through 10 quick fire questions. Just again, let the Trinity faithful get to know a little bit more about you. And starting off with the team that you support.
Obviously, because my dad and obviously I'm a Nottingham lad, it's always going to be Forest. So, definitely, I'll be Forest. I am. So obviously, support them since a young kid, but obviously, it's never been. I haven't really seen Forest at the glory days that they used to have. So hopefully, they'll have a bit of a success in the near future as well.
The best ground that you've played at?
Best ground that I've played at? Best ground that I played at? Best grounds that sticks out to me maybe when I was a scholar at Forest and played down at Loftus Road, just for being like a championship stadium. Hensford in non-league have a very good ground, but they're the two that stick out to me just off the back like that.
I mean, Trinity's will soon become a favourite when you're walking out there.
Trinity's up there. Yeah, I've been down at Trinity. Obviously, good fans, great ground. So yeah.
Who's been the biggest influence on your career?
Biggest influence on my career? It has to be my dad again. Obviously, he's always there for me. He's always given me advice. He always tell me right from wrong. So it would have to be him.
Your boyhood hero?
Boyhood hero? I'm not sure. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously, being the centre half, I think I got moved back to. Obviously, I was a striker from a kid, but I think I moved to centre half when I was about 13 years old. Obviously, just watching the Premier League, I feel like ones that stuck out to me was John Terry or Vincent Kompany, players like that. So just solid Premier League centre half sort of thing.
Solid leaders, cut them in half.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
3 items that you'd take with you on a desert island to while away the boredom.
3 items I'll take with me on the desert island to while away the boredom. Take a TV with Netflix on. Take my phone. I'll take football. Let me through.
3 things. You might just be left with football, especially if there's no power. But I suppose you'll be happy as long as you've got football.
There we go then, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. 4 people, living or dead, that you'd have round for dinner.
4 people I'd have my best mate, Kieran Hayes, because we always have a good laugh. I'll go for Denzel Washington as well, because I like his films. I'll chuck in Jennifer Aniston as well, because I've always thought she's good looking. And I'll go for Kevin Hart, because he makes me laugh as well. So that'd be my 4.
Brilliant. A very diverse mix, but plenty of competition chasing after Jennifer Aniston.
I know, yeah. I don't think I'd win it either.
Can you recommend a TV or box set that we can binge watch?
Can I recommend TV box set? I do love to get into a good box set myself. What would be the most recent one I watched? I think Prison Break, something like Prison Break, where there's millions of episodes and seasons that you just can't stop watching. It's one of those when you watch one, you just say one more after that. So that was good, Prison Break.
Yeah, I'd go along with that until you got near the end and we were trying to break back in again to break back out again. It did go a little bit too far.
Yeah, a bit repetitive.
Okay, and your toughest opponent?
Off the top of my head, it would be someone who was actually a teammate of mine back in my scholar. His name was Ben Berreton, who eventually went on to get a move to Blackburn for a few million. But you could tell just from when he was younger, he scored a lot of goals, but just like his movement, he was always like playing off the shoulder and like running in behind. So yeah, you could tell he has been from young, but he probably quite even in training likes to play against.
Your first and last pair of football boots?
From what I can remember, I think my first ones were probably Umbro Speciales, like black leather ones. I never really had too much flashy boots, and I haven't since then really. So I think my last ones being Nike Tiempos, just standard comfortable boots. Got quite wide feet, so they fit nice.
Certainly being a centre half, you don't want to be the one wearing luminous boots, do you?
No, definitely not. No.
And the last question I had for you was a prediction for the 21-22 season.
As for Gainsborough?
It could be Gainsborough, could be Football League, could be Premier League, even if you wanted to name the Euros.
Prediction for the 21-22 season. Okay. My predictions for next year will be Gainsborough will be in the top end of towards the playoffs, pushing for playoffs, and I'm hoping Forest to be in the same boat as well in the Championship. That's my predictions.
Brilliant. Well, even if we get half of those right, the Trinity Sports will be really happy. So,
yeah.
Thank you for your time, Charlie.
No worries. Thank you.